one of the secrets of the universe per se that a lot of people don't really speak about is the ideology, is the notion that you can truly have what you want in this life. But what it boils down to is your sheer dedication, your sheer persistence to your craft, your sheer persistence to the goals that you've set out on your aspirations. Many people say, I tried but I failed. I tried but I didn't attain my goal. I guess it wasn't meant to be. I disagree. I don't concur. If you genuinely want something, if you are that uncomfortable with your current predicament and you are so desperate for success, you will find a way to do it. As a wise man once said, if you want to do something, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse. When someone doesn't attain their goal, the first thing I think about is he didn't want it badly enough. He may have wanted it 95% badly. He didn't want it 110%, because anyone that is actually dedicated, that will do anything to attain their goal, they will truly do anything to attain that goal. And that is the harsh reality. That just simply is the reality. Many people may disagree and say it's not true because of different circumstances and opportunities, and there was X amount of obstacles and the journey was extremely arduous. Yes, the journey of course is going to be arduous. What do you think? It's going to be a piece of cake? You can just embark on your journey, just walk down the pavement and the pot of gold is going to be waiting for you. You are gravely mistaken, because that's not how life operates. That's not how life operates, especially as a young man, because life is very, very difficult and life can be brutal to you as a young man if you're not very careful, because it will throw pie in your face. You'll hit the ground face down, not just once, not just twice, not just thrice, but 7 to 8 times on multiple occasions. And it's up to you as a man with your mental fortitude, if you're formidable enough, to get back up and carry on the journey. That is the whole purpose of it. And that's why only a small, minute percentage of young men actually make it to the top. It's because of that sheer dedication. They don't care what obstacle comes in the way. They can go bankrupt. They can go insolvent. They can have, God forbid, family members pass away. Nothing will stop them from attaining that goal. It's not going to happen. They are so determined for their endeavour. They will ensure that they attain their goal because they're desperate for success. And those are the winners. That's what separates the winners from the losers. It separates the great from the good. It's those that are willing to put the 16-hour day shifts. It's the people that are willing and are dedicated to become successful. And on top of that, not only are they desperate for success, which goes a long way in helping them attain their goal, but on top of that, they have a phenomenal relationship with time. And this is what I implore you guys to have as well, is a fantastic relationship with time. There's so many people out there that says, I want to be rich in 90 days. I'm going to set out a plan to be rich in 90 days. If I'm not a millionaire by 25, then I'm a failure. Don't set these arbitrary benchmark numbers, because that's not how life works. Life fluctuates. You know, you take a graph, a mathematical graph, for example, and you think that everything is linear. You think that the x variable and the y variable, everything is directly proportional. That's not how life operates. Everything fluctuates. You have good times, you have bad times. It's just like the economy. You go through troughs and peaks. The reality is people that are successful, that have actually reached their goals, not only were they desperate for success, but in addition, they had a sublime relationship with time, because they understood that they shouldn't be thinking in months and 2-3 years, not in the short to medium term. They're thinking in decades. They're thinking, okay, I'm 25 today. What is the predicament, the position that I want to be in when I'm 35? What are the type of assets that I want to have when I'm 35? They're thinking 10 years. They're thinking decades. And that man is dangerous. That man is dangerous because they understand that it's not imperative to be rich today, because I'm going to be rich anyway. They have conviction in what they say. They have conviction in what they do. They plan and prep and they take action thinking of 20 years ahead, not thinking in 6 months. Yes, plan for 6 months. Plan for 3 months. Start today. The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is today. It's the present moment. It's what we have today, here, right now. Of course, plan 3 months, 6 months. I'm not saying plan 10 years because that's very dicey, but you think ahead in 10 years, you think ahead in 20 years. Okay, roughly where do I want to be? What plans do I need to be putting in place now? Think everything in terms of ROI, which is return on investment. If I have this this drink here, this alcoholic drink here, is that going to benefit me in 10 years? Now, one alcoholic drink is, of course, not going to harm you much. But if you do it on a repetitive basis, everything comes down to habit. If you keep skipping the gym, what's your physique going to look like in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time? Is your wife going to appreciate the person that you are? If you're not reading many books, if you're not educating yourself, if you're not studying, what kind of a man are you going to be in 10 years? Are you going to be articulate? Are you going to be eloquent? Are you going to be sophisticated? Is your wife going to appreciate you when you attempt to have intellectual conversations? Are you going to be a good role model? Are you going to be a good father? Think in terms of 10 years. Think in terms of 20 years. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about next week. Men that think in decades are so dangerous, because you couple that with their desperation for success, it's finished. It's wraps. That man will achieve anything he wants in life. Guaranteed. Because there's not a single obstacle that you can put in his way with a sheer determination, sheer persistence, and on top of the fact that he's thinking in decades. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. There's nothing that's ever going to stop that gentleman. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The habits that he's going to possess, the environment that he cultivates, is wraps. Finito. It's done. That's what it takes to win. And unfortunately, most people don't want to do that. They like to talk the talk, but they're not going to embark on that journey because it's arduous, it's too difficult. They don't want to sacrifice, they're not willing to sacrifice enough. And that's what it comes down to. It's sacrificing the present moment. It's sacrificing that Saturday night in that nightclub, drinking 10 litres of... 10 litres, goodness, I mean, your heart's going to probably stop at that point. 10 pints of beer. Getting hammered, vaping, smoking cigarettes, taking drugs, hooking up. They're not willing to sacrifice that. They're not willing to sacrifice the endless spending on frivolous pursuits. If you're not willing to sacrifice that, you can forget about it. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen because you're competing against men that are willing to sacrifice anything, that will not let a single hurdle or an obstacle get in their way of attaining their goal. And on top of that, they're absolutely desperate for success. And they're thinking long term, they're thinking in decades. You don't have a chance. You don't stand a chance. This is your competition. This is what you're up against. And that is just the harsh reality. It was never going to be a piece of cake. The world is a very, very harsh and cruel place. And if you're not careful, it will swallow you up. I learned that the hard way. You have to get tough. You have to get serious. It's the only way. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.